Safety for our citizens and for the environment are first and foremost, but we want to make sure that we continue to access markets to move all our products, whether that's forestry, agriculture, oil and gas or other products, but to do it in the safest manner that we can.
All energy sources we have today have risks. They might be economical, environmental, societal. They're all risky in a way. They also all have their rewards, and that's what we need to balance.
There is a balance between safety. Yes, of course, we are very keen on safety of our people, security of our people, health of our people, but at the same time this shouldn't prevent us from oil flowing into the markets, because oil and gas is still a major lifeblood of economy and of humanity.
In the early, 80s, late 70s, a risk assessment was almost non-existent. We understood how to do work and we knew what was hazardous, but to actually systematically sit down and say, can we perceive or foresee hazards, was not always commonplace. And unfortunately, if people got hurt or they got killed, it almost became part of the way we did business.
Things can happen. Things can break. You can have that kind of an incident periodically or rarely, but it can happen. So the real key there is, how do you manage the risk? How do you make sure that you're prepared to immediately contain any incident and to do cleanup if that's necessary, and to make sure that you've planned for any eventuality so that the environment is not permanently harmed?
Do you see the industry embracing the changes that are coming to keep its workers healthy and safe?
Well, I think the industry really realizes that it must do this in order to accomplish its ends, which is to improve safety performance and also to demonstrate that they're concerned citizens in general.
Is it industry that's being proactive, or is it because the environment's taking on such a higher priority for many people that industry has to respond?
I actually think it's both. I think our industry has recognized the need, irrespective of the external pressure, to be more focused on performance and reputation and how we advance our agenda in not only our own interest but broader societal interest. And there's no question, I won't sit here and say that the external pressure on the industry hasn't had an impact.
No, I think it's been a cultural shift, and certainly I think people are, obviously there's new technologies that have come out, but I think overall it's been, a culture shift with the priority of safety and the commitment to safety.
Originally I started in 1974, and safety-wise it's a big deal. It's a lot of work, a lot more involved than what it used to be when I first started out, but it's all for the better. We want all our people to go home safe and sound.
Basic protective equipment, we're making huge strides in that. Better equipment, better technology, better ways of preventing incidents.
We all want to do well and make the company happy or the customer happy, but in the end of the day, if you hurt somebody along the way, you failed, right? Or that's my opinion.
In any event, I think the prevention aspect is paramount, and if you prevent an incident from happening, then you don't have to deal with the consequences.
I think we always have to preserve our license to operate, and so whatever the rules and regulations are today, I think we have to proactively look at them and ask ourselves, how are we going to meet and exceed those, rather than just how do we meet them?
At the end of the day, everybody wants to go home, see their families, and have all their toes and fingers and everything together.